Today on the channel, I'm going to be reviewing The Jury of Death, The Phantom new story, and it is from issue number 1509. We're going to be reviewing this story. The cover art, I don't think has been done by anyone. And that's the back cover to this story, which is a little bit scary and a little bit frightening at some stages. Did Brad just do that? Yes, he did. I didn't spoil anything. I did not spoil anything. Okay, this book was published by Jim Shepard. And is this a Jim Shepard publication day? Yes, it is. Oh, Brad's bringing back original Brad. OG Brad! Hey! OG Days of the Phantom Cave. Okay, in the heart of Bengali jungle lie the legendary deep woods, guarded by the Bandar, the poison people. We seek help, an abode of one of history's most enigmatic characters, known and feared for over 450 years. Here he is found according to the legend, the man who cannot die, the ghost who walks, the phantom. You'll seek my help. And so the story starts. The Phantom, the Jury of Death. Story and art is combined and supplied by Hans Lindahl. I would consider him one of the greatest Phantom creatives to work on the Phantom. Outside of all the dailies and the Sunday pages and all of that. Outside of all that, he's got to be in most people's top 10 of people that they enjoy reading about. There's a person, and he has essentially, there's this group of family, and they're coming for the Phantom's help because they believe that their son has been tied up with some very bad people, and because this family is connected to a jungle tribe, it could bring a shame on the tribe and the family as well. So the Phantom, he goes to Morristown, and he wants to try and figure what's actually happening to this kid. What's actually happening? And he's running into this ongoing legal case, and it says a scapegoat. That Mboyi seemed to be a real rotten egg. And most people, when you start this story, they say, oh, this Mboyi, he really is a rotten egg. And when actually the case is that this dude who is saying, I hope the police learn from this case and bring the true justice that everyone deserves. And now all of these faces here have a big part in future stories and past stories as well, because the Phantom finds a leaf and a flower, and it is called the Black Carnation. The man with 1,000 faces, expert in freeing criminals. He goes by many faces and hasn't been caught yet. He once stole my identity when he helped the prisoner Ula escape. See Few number 1306, published in 2001. Quickly, devil, after him. And they go to his house. The Phantom, he goes to a person's house in future pages. And then we have this big, massive page, and we're in a court. But it isn't what we think it is. Like, we've got all these people over here, but we think they're people. We'll find out later. And so the Phantom, he's trying to work out who's this person, what's the case all about, and all that. And so he goes and visits the person who was supposedly found not guilty of all the charges and let go. So he's made M'Boy a scapegoat. The Phantom talks to him. He then leaves the guy, and this dude, yeah, he's a piece of work. He is, and he leaves the guy thinking, oh, I don't have anything on this, and the laws can't really do anything in this country, in this book. And so the Phantom leaves him, and then straight after he leaves him, there's a big bang and a slam, and the guy gets shot. And the Phantom goes back in there. He sees that the guy that he was just talking to is dead. And now the Phantom, he runs out of there. The police are already at the crime scene. They see a person leaving the house, and they already think, oh, that's the guy that just murdered. That's the guy that presumably probably just murdered someone. So they follow this guy that's now in the woods, and they say to him, Maurice Luker, the one who was acquitted today, do you have anything to do with this? So they think the Phantom, the police think the Phantom is the guy who did it. And because of that, and the Phantom only being the only person that was last at the crime scene, you know where this is headed. At the last at the crime scene, he's the only person who has anything to do with it. They think that he's the person that murdered him. And you would think that's the possible answer to this, but no. The Phantom, he goes away. He doesn't go behind bars, actually. He figures this one out. He finds another car, and that ends up being a person that we later see in this story. She helps him get out of there. Well, I'll be blowed. Unlike an Avenger, a mysterious reporter, maybe her notes, and he takes her notebook. Now she has all these written things on there, and says Burden Bennett's, and yeah, all acquitted by the courts, all sentenced to death by the jury of death. Jury of death. What is this country coming to? The legal library in Morristown. Judge Brown, don't say anything. I can see it in your face. Maurice Luker has been executed. I received this email an hour ago. Bengali's judiciary system has once more displayed its weakness in the fight against crime. Now you know where this is headed. And I'm not going to spoil it, because this person here, he seems like, oh, he's just an old person. He's just an old man that what he thinks is right should be happening, but what he thinks is right isn't actually right. He has a one-minded view on what should be happening, but isn't happening. So that's why he thinks that every person that has done anything bad and has been found acquitted of that, he thinks that they should get the maximum penalty, which is, in this case, death. And that's not okay. You can't just, even if someone's done something so hideous, so bad, you can't just say the maximum penalty is death. You can't just do that, because you've got to go through all the phases of the person. You've got to have evidence. You've got to do all that sort of legal stuff. So the Phantom comes to this person, and he is a former judge. He's a person who has a very, very strong view of certain things on the from the judicial system to everything under the sun. And because he was a judge, and he doesn't entirely make do with what everyone else wants him to do. And then the Phantom says, maybe age has made Judge Death human. Goes there, sees the Phantom. Judge Aloysius Brown. Pant, I did only what the law demanded. Don't hurt me. He's now terrified of the Phantom. He disappears. The Phantom tries and gets him, but gets clogged over the head by another big dude. And the judge, he disappears. The Phantom wakes up somewhere underground, and he's chained. And the Phantom wakes up. He's trained the lady that was helping the judge, getting influenced by him and his views on life, everything under the sun, helps. Eventually, she sees what is actually going on, what was actually happening, what he was actually wanting she to do. And he says, our forefathers knew how to treat evil. Evil got what evil deserved. Today we have no punishment worth mentioning, and therefore we live in a world where criminals hold us to ransom. Is there anyone evil that society can accept, Judge Brown? No. But the Phantom, he's in a court case, pretty much. And the court case says that he shouldn't be alive because the judge isn't aligned with the Phantom's view, and the judge's view is really out of this world. And the Phantom, he's doing all the right things, but the judge doesn't like those things, so he thinks that the Phantom should end up underground. So the judge already knows that he's obviously won because he's got all these guys, and the Phantom goes and pulls their cloaks off and ends up saying what he doesn't really you'd want to expect to see. Like, if you were to say, oh, I'm gonna go have dinner, you say that, oh, that puts me off my dinner. Just saying that pulls you off food anyway. And then the Phantom says, I want to look the jury in the eye and hear their verdict. A unanimous decision by the jury. The accused is sentenced to death. I lodge an appeal, Judge Death. You will not hide your faces. I want to look the jury in the eye and hear their verdict. What? The law demands that the defendant shall be charged by his equals. Therefore, I have summoned the worst criminals in the history of Bengali to serve as jurors. They of all people know where crime leads. Yay! No hysterical outbursts in my court. Executioner, arrest her for contempt of court. There's only one way to stop this insanity. Just as I thought, Hollow must be a theatre prop. What we thought was a statue wasn't actually a statue. It was a theatre prop. Hey, hey, hey. It's a Saturday. No, it's not. I hereby declare the jury of death dismantled. High time to bury the jurors. Shortly after, he conned me. I thought what he was telling me was the truth, when in fact he was brainwashing me with his insane ideas. Thank you for not handing me over to the police. I deserved it. You'll do more good on your newspaper than in prison. Your job will be to expose Judge Death and his conspiracy against Bengali. You can rest easy, Amboy was innocent, and the whole of Bengali will come to know that. Thank you, Augustus Walks. And with that, my assignment is done. Why did you take Judge Death's gravel? As a reminder of how easy it is to abuse justice, Gurren, and that applies to me too. My recommendation with this story is that in some parts of this story it's scary, and that this story, you can see the real purpose behind this story, and this story is good in some parts, just it's a little scary. It's a little scary if you're like a younger person, you haven't really experienced this sort of stuff before. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this review, and as always, keep Pheanton Caving, stay safe, not scary, and you'll see me next time on the YouTube channel.